Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you a little later than normal, but still here. It is Thursday, April 12th, the year 2018. Let's talk trading trust. You know, all the topics we talk about, I think it all boils down to one thing: trust. Do you trust yourself? Do you trust your method? Do you trust your broker? See, if you trust all those things, when it's time to enter the trade, you enter. And when it's time to exit, you exit. And when it's time to wait, you wait. We talk about fear and focus, concentration, habit, all of that stuff. But see, if you have trust, you don't fear. If you have trust, you're going to form those habits. So as you're trading, just check your trust. See if you're trusting yourself. Or you're second guessing yourself, the method. I mean, if you trust the method, you don't have to add a bunch of more indicators to it. Just think about that. And if you trust yourself, then you're going to use your money in risk management. You're going to use it faithfully. Why? Because you trust it. You trust your money in risk management to keep you in the game and out of trouble. So let's take a look here. As we can see, the dollar yen has entered back into the weekly wick zone. I believe yesterday it had exited down here and turned around and came back up. Now, do you trust that method? Do you trust the wick zone? When you see price hitting that line or this line, do you trust it to go long or short accordingly? And you see here we've got a new day. Got the daily. You can see here price entered that wick zone. You trust it to exit. For some reason we were looking at the Australian US dollar here. You can see we're just barely into the trade, but do you trust to go long in the buy zone or short down here in the sell zone? Do you trust that pivot fade? You see here, there's the open, there's the pivot, already hit it. Let's see, what did the yen do? Oh, there's the pivot. Do you trust that pivot fade? The rat zone. Do you trust price to, come back 20 off the high and bounce up 20 off the low? Once again, the pivot. Do you trust that pivot to get filled? I mean, when you look back over a few days here, you see all these filled pivots, but when it's your turn to put that trade on, do you trust it? What about when you're trading pure price action, H1 candle color at the line? Do you trust to take that long? Did you trust to take that short? And yesterday's 5 lines, high, close, mid, open, low. Do you trust to take those trades at those lines? You see here every day, Harry hindsight, look at all those winners. Do you trust it right here when price hits that line? And the wick zone, we see this happen every day. Price in and out of the wick zone. Do you trust it? Do you hesitate? Do you second guess it? And what about the holo setup? Do you trust it? You see, it's all about trust. Can you execute the method without second guessing, without flinching, without rushing? Can you just sit there and watch your screen and wait for that opportunity? Can you trust yourself to do that? I mean, and if not, why not? What is it you need to see, to hear, to read, to trust. I mean, a lot of people will put up their P&Ls, and I've done that before, but why would you trust something that I did? You have to trust what you do because, my results might be different than your results. Might depend on my level of trust. What if you're using somebody else's method? Do you trust their method? You look at all their back tests and you see all of their P&L statements, their little, back testing performance charts. Do you trust it? Or is there always something just nagging at you, like from the Matrix, like a splinter in your mind, driving you crazy, driving you mad? Something that you just don't trust. See, if you can figure out what you don't trust, and then you can do whatever you need to do, or get whatever you need to get, or see whatever you need to see to establish that trust, then just maybe, that might be the only thing you need to become a little bit better at trading. A little bit better meaning a little bit more profitable. When you start to trust yourself to execute and trust the system to perform over the long haul, not just 1 or 2 trades and not even really 10 trades, but more like 100 trades. Can you trade that system for 100 trades? I know I was going to do that this month, but due to the fact that I'm running for various offices in the union, I don't really have the time at the moment to do that. Maybe next month when things die down, I might be able, we can try somebody else's system. Not mine, but we'll try somebody else's system. And let's just see if we can trust it and use it. Because that's what it gets down to, is trust. Your level of trust. And so you see, fellow traders, if you trade with trust, then it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. TheRumpledOne. Gonna go drain the banks. Come join me.